Good. You're Robert Felix.
Yes, ma'am.
And come on up, ma'am. Let me get this pulled up here.
Good.
Let's see. This is 21-38610 and 21-38611. Mr. Felix is on probation in each of those cases. One for manufacturing or delivering a controlled substance, and the other for felon in possession of a firearm. Received an administrative hearing from Ms. Shoppa Bradley, and in it, the request was to schedule it for a judicial review. So you were in custody and released December 18th, and the stipulation was that you have a GPS monitoring device with zero tolerance. And it looks like there have been several issues with that monitoring company, that the battery either hasn't been charged properly. Looks like you were out past curfew January 2nd, on January 3rd. Also, claim that you have unstable housing. You're supposed to be giving the information of which of the addresses you're staying at to your probation officer each day. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So what's going on?
I really don't know what the address I'm staying at. Anytime I was out past curfew was because of work purposes. I was doing that. I gave her the receipts of proof for that. I have a job right now at Sparkling Image, which is on my CD.
At where?
Sparkling Image Wash Depot, and I also DoorDash. I've been on this monitor for 5 years, Judge. I paid over $14,000 in 2021. And the monitor is really hindering doing what I need to do. And
Well,
like I make the curfew, I lost my house and everything. That's why.
here's the thing. This was your, hold on. For you to say that this is a hindrance to you and an imposition on you does not bode well with me. Hold on. All right. You're on probation for obviously 2 serious felony cases. You have some criminal history, obviously, because you're on probation for an unlawful possession of a firearm by felon. I get the probation's not fun. I get that you have to do things you don't want to do. That's what happens when you commit felonies. So coming at that angle is not going to go well. Okay. You've had some issues. You were here, and we required that monitor for a reason. And so I'm trying to look back and see, but I'm guessing the reason was that we had some issues with failure to show up, or what was the?
We initially did a judicial review there were some problems with the monitors and getting them to comply. We asked for a judicial review to see if we could get off of it, and he didn't show up for that hearing. And so that's what put him in jail. And then he did get out again. He initially had some trouble keeping it charged and everything once it was impressed upon him that this was not going to go away. What he needed to take care of. The only problem is it's not feasible to have somebody that has unstable housing do monitor, and while he's door dashing after 8 o'clock at night, I've checked his receipts. He does DoorDash. He's got receipts saying that he has, I didn't check every single one, Judge.
No,
I've spot checked, and he's doing it. He's going to school, but this monitor is not a step away from me to try to supervise him.
Okay. So do you think it would be easier for him that you could actually supervise better without it?
I do.
Okay.
This wasn't just about curfew violations. It was about responsibility while on felony probation. Judge Raquel West made it clear, excuses don't replace compliance.
Joseph, if you had showed up the third time you were supposed to be here, that was probably what was going to happen. And then I got mad that you didn't show up, and I'm going to make you keep the GPS. You see, the consequences just get worse and it could have been better.
I showed up last time. They sent me to a different courthouse in Port Arthur. I had the paperwork and everything. I've been screaming for you for years. I've been doing it.
You've been coming to, you know what court you're supposed to come to when it's my day for you to come to court, because you've been coming since you've been on the probation. So that's not, you know if there's an issue here where you're supposed to be.
I just found out the last directive order. They see me to put off and said,
Who's that?
yeah, I had the info. I
So
can't.
here's the thing, things are going kind of well for you. You probably should be coming up with it. Okay? Because it's probably one of my number one things. Coming up, you take the personal responsibility, went to the wrong place, should have asked the bailiff. You know where the 252nd District Court is. You know the judge that's you're on probation for. So I'm going to, it sounds like you've got some really positive things going on and that you were in a bad place and you're working hard to get out of that. This isn't meant to make it harder on you, but you have to follow the rules and you have to show up, stay in touch. It sounds like the probation officer is willing to work with you through all of this kind of turmoil, with you not having a steady place to live. So take advantage of the fact that you've got a good one that's willing to work with you. Make sure you stay in touch with her. Let her know where you're staying. I know that's difficult because if you're changing places, you got to keep telling her. But keep doing all of that and you're going to be fine. Okay. So I'm going to I will allow the order that the GPS monitoring device be removed. That makes it all the more important, though, that you stay in touch and she knows what you're doing, where you are, and all of those things. Okay. All right, pretty good. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah,
How did he do with it?
he didn't love it, but he wore them.
But he was happy with the result, I understand.
Very happy.
Yeah.
Good morning, you're Deshandra Joseph. And just a second. Will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
She loved that.
We're gonna proceed on this. Great attention.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Joseph, in cause number 24, DCCR 0708, states elected to proceed on the lesser included offense of the Class A misdemeanor assault from February 20th of 2024. And how do you plead to that charge? Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? Speak up, please.
Yes.
And are you pleading guilty because you actually did what they charged you with? I have here on the tablets documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Rouse?
Yes.
Do you fully understand them?
Yes.
And do you understand, if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney, that you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes.
And it looks like the agreement that you've reached is for 18 months deferred probation. There would be a $250 fine. Looks like there's a pending misdemeanor that this would run concurrently with. In addition, you would be required to enter and successfully complete an anger management class, and there would be no contact with Ruthie Duster. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
State tenders number 1.
The objection state court.
It's admitted. Is there any evidence that Ms. Joseph is not competent?
Not to my mind.
Right, ma'am, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. You find that you're mentally competent and you understand the nature and the consequences of your plea. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm going to follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney and defer all proceedings of this probation for 18 months. You're ordered to pay that $250 fine and to follow all of those rules and conditions of probation, including entering and successfully completing the anger management class, as well as having absolutely no contact or communication with Ruthie Duster. That obviously means in person, but it also means sending messages in any way, social media, email, texting, whatever. Do you understand?
Yes.
If you do everything you're supposed to and follow all of the rules and conditions of this probation, this is an excellent opportunity because you don't have the conviction on your record.
Yes, ma'am.
And at the end of the probation period, if you're successful, the case will actually be dismissed. Never have this conviction.
Yes.
The other side of that, though, is if you violate any condition of probation, you can be brought back into court and you could be found guilty and sentenced anywhere in the range of punishment, which is up to 1 year in the Jefferson County jail. Do you understand? right, if you'll just, I've handed you the trial court certification. That shows this was an agreement that I followed, so you did waive your right to appeal. And if you'll just have a seat here in the courtroom, probation's gonna call you up to go over your paperwork in just a few minutes. She's at that desk right over there, so watch for her to call you.
All right, Judge, I'm
Thank
sorry,
you.
if I may, before.
Yes, ma'am.
She's refused. It is my intention to follow the case down in misdemeanor court myself, having met with both of the complainants. Obviously, we would ask that no contact apply to Miss Roberts as well. That's Miss Doser's daughter. She was also involved in the incident and as a named complainant down the hall.
Okay.
There is a child, the issue, and I would ask that this court admonish the defendant that your no contact is specific to each and every aspect of her relationship with them. That it has been her mother who's been doing that transfer of the young man. I would ask, that she not be allowed to be on their property whatsoever. And I can get with the probation department about that with your probation.
So Ruthie Doster is who to you?
No.
Okay, and then the other complaint
Miss
is,
Roberts.
say the name again?
Miss Roberts.
Roberts?
Mm-hmm.
First name, do you know, what's her first name?
A-U-Y-A.
What is it?
Aya.
Oh, yeah, how do you spell it? Do you know?
A-U-Y-A.
And what's the relationship with Miss Roberts?
Nothing. I'm actually in preparation with a lawyer getting my son back. She's just a guardian of him right now.
She's a guardian.
She's a guardian of your son, so that's the relationship. Okay. So I'm going to also order that you not have contact or communication with her except through whatever appropriate means, through attorneys or through the family court. Okay. There's programs you can use, an app where you can use something called the Family Wizard app. But if she's the guardian, then you've got to follow all of the rules that have to do with that. Get an attorney.
Sure.
Don't have any contact or communication unless you have permission to do it in an appropriate way through family court.
Okay.
Okay? All right. Thank you, Ms. Spina. Thank you. To have a seat and they'll call you up.
Thank you, Judge.
Good morning. Are you Jaron Crane?
Yes, ma'am.
And will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment in each case?
Judge, the court will recall that this codependent to a lien that Claire, who pled a week or so ago, based on the conversation I had with the court about some issues with that case. It's my understanding that Mr. Crane has been on house arrest pending this plea, and I would ask the court consider that he remains on such at least until the PS. I think you're confident that this is a suitable outcome.
Okay, thank you. All right, sir. In cause number 23, DCCR 1406, you're charged with first degree felony offense of aggravated robbery from August 15th, 2023. How do you plead to that charge?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you pleading guilty because you did what they charged you with?
Yes, ma'am.
And for discovery certification.
I'll get them.
Have them email them to tell me. All right, sir, in clause number 23, DCCR 2233, you're also charged with a first degree felony offense of aggravated robbery from August 15th of 2023. How do you plead to that charge?
Guilty.
Again, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you pleading guilty because you did what they've charged you with?
Yes, ma'am.
I have here on the tablet in each of those cases some documents that have your signature on them that the state's marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Ernst?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you fully understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand if I follow the agreements that you've made with the district attorney that you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
And it looks like the agreement that you've reached in each of your cases is for a 10-year deferred probation. There would be a $500 fine in each case. You would be required to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. And would there be a dismissal in the evading? With your permission, can I write that in
Yes, Judge.
on the plea admonishments?
Yes, Judge.
So there would be a dismissal in clause number 23, DCCR 1082, which is the evading. Is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you also understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the countries, or denial of naturalization under federal law?
Yes, ma'am.
State tenders number one in each case.
Objection, Judge.
It's admitted in each case. Is there any evidence that Mr. Crane is not competent?
None at all.
All right, sir. In each of your cases, I'm going to find that you entered your pleas of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find that you're mentally competent and understand the nature and the consequences of those pleas. Find sufficient evidence in each case to find you guilty. However, I'm going to reset your cases for sentencing so the probation department can do an updated report. Will give me more information about you, the cases, and kind of what we need to do to make sure that you have all the tools necessary to be successful on probation. So we'll come back later for sentencing. So on your way out of the courtroom today, you need to stop and talk to probation, and she's at that desk right over there. I am going to leave all the same bond conditions in place that you're under, and you've been, I think, following all of those conditions. Keep doing everything that you're supposed to between now and sentencing so that we won't have any issues when you come back for sentencing. We'll be following these agreements, okay? All right, we'll see you back at sentencing. Don't forget to stop and talk to probation. Justin Wallace with Mr. Lewis.
Deferred probation offers opportunity, not immunity. In Judge Raquel West's courtroom, accountability comes first. Follow the rules, or face the consequences.